the relentless effort to paint Mark Golding as the guy who wants constitutional reform process to take place in Jamaica never ceases to amaze me. This man stood up in Parliament, Jamaica must, Jamaica shall, and we should make every effort to make Jamaica a republic, all while he was a British citizen. He said Jamaica cannot have 1 foot in and 1 foot out of the King's Yard, while he was having 1 foot in Jamaica and another foot in the King's Yard. Hypocrisy, Mark Golding. And when you were pressed to renounce your dual citizenship, you had to pray 40 days and 40 nights. You had to take a poll in order for you to decide. A matter of fact, you're on record saying that you don't think it's something that you want to be done or something that you should be forced to do. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. A lengthy constitutional reform and talks on it, and a draft of the process and a new constitution. You sent individuals to represent the People's National Party and the opposition's interests. People you believe that were competent, people that you were having discussion with around the constitution and what you all desire. And when everything was agreed on and said, okay, you tell them, you said, no one must sign off on anything, because the only way Jamaica will ever become a republic was if we get the CCJ as our final court. That is what the PNP mandate was. Sabotage the entire process for one aspect of constitutional reform, and that is our final appellate court. One. Now, this aggression or this move to sell yourself as the one who wants constitutional reform is very disingenuous, Mark Golding. We know the evidence is there. Disingenuous. This process could have gone in a phased basis. Jamaicans don't have an issue with that. You assigned yourself as the opposition spokesperson on the constitutional reform process. That portfolio belongs to you. Minister Delroy Chuck is the one in charge of the portfolio. Have a conversation with Mr. Chuck. Are you saying that Mr. Chuck is beneath you for you to have that conversation regarding constitutional reform process? You discussed in length and breadth with the Prime Minister already. What is new that you are going to tell the Prime Minister that you cannot tell Mr. Delroy Chuck, Mark Golding? The PNP put out a lengthy manifesto regarding constitutional reform process and their discussion around it and what they would want to see on a new constitution for Jamaica. Is that what you're trying to now impose on the Prime Minister, what is sitting in your manifesto, Mark Golding? Those ideas that you cannot phantom in your mind, that you cannot discuss those with Mr. Delroy Chuck. We will not implement the PNP manifesto in this constitutional reform process. So if that is what the PNP wants, it won't happen. Now, I believe that some aspect of this constitution reform process should put before the people. Let us decide on the way forward. Not what Mark Golding believes that he wants for us or the Prime Minister. Put it to the people and let us decide. We should stop allowing the opposition leader Mark Golding, who we are not even sure if he has renounced his dual citizenship, because all he did was flash some papers. None of us were able to read. All we have to do is take his word for it. And we cannot take Mark Golding's words for anything. He flip-flops on several bases. Caught him lying too. Like getting a British visa in his British passport. So, no, Mark Golding, we cannot trust you. We see you flash out a birth certificate. Could have been a construction receipt. I don't know. Who did you show it to? Which reputable news outlet saw your birth certificate? Or the documents that you renounce? Flashing documents. Therefore, even when it comes to the point that you and the Prime Minister should sit down and have a conversation, it should not be done. There should be witnesses as well as recordings of that meeting. Because we know already, Mark Golding, you tend to flip-flop. So, the narrative to put Mark Golding at the forefront, like he wants constitutional reform to be carried out, not going to work. We will not be deceived by several editorials written all over the place. We know who the beast is. We already know the beast, Mark Golding. We know him for what he is. So stop trying to sell Mark Golding to us. We don't want him to buy. They put him for sale on September 3rd, 2025, and we rejected him.